And so one day, I saw on the internet, as I was searching for land, there was this bid going out to meet with people. And one of those individuals was Quincy Jones. I kept bidding and bidding, and it kept popping up. You have not reached the minimum. You have not reached the minimum. I don't know what the minimum was, but I never reached the minimum. But they gave me the lunch date anyway. And so I drove to Beverly Hills to have lunch with him at Mr. Chow's. And as we sat down and we were talking, it was like we were old friends. And he started talking about all the greats he had worked with, Sarah Vaughan, Count Basie, Frank Sinatra, Diane Washington. The list went on and on, and on. And then he started talking about Roots, because he did the soundtrack to Roots. And I said to him, "Oh, I'm from Annapolis, Maryland. That's where Kunta Kinte came in on the slave ship. Alex Haley's sister taught my brother in school." And he looked at me and he said, "Oh." And so he started giving me all the inside details about how he did the music. And I sat there and I said, "Well, I wanted to do a spiritual CD. I've always wanted to do that." And all of a sudden I said, "But I think I would like to add the story to where it's a young girl doing the spirituals, singing the spirituals." And he looked at me and he said, "Well, that's a pretty good idea." And I said, "Well, it's because all of the stories that you see about slavery, it focuses on either the male or the horrors." I said, "I want to include the music, because the music is what helped people get through what they were experiencing." And he looked at me and he said, "If you can see it, you can be it." And I'm like, "What? You can see it, you can be it." I took those words and wore it upon my heart, because he kept saying afterwards, "You're going to be all right. You're going to do well. You're going to do well." And I drove back to Las Vegas, and I still get choked up over this, because I was sitting in a meeting with the Women in Film of Las Vegas. I was on the board, and they had asked me about my meeting with Quincy Jones. And I burst out crying. I said, "You know what? He saw more in me than what I could see in myself."